After 15 years of war against the Taliban in Afghanistan, many women are still deprived of their fundamental rights, particularly in remote provinces. Here in Paktika, one of the country's poorest and most remote provinces, there are no women's prisons. This 18-year-old woman, speaking under the alias Fawzia, said she was treated like an animal and kept like a slave. She got 18 months in prison for adultery and must serve her sentence in the private house of a tribal leader. It is believed that thousands of other women may be suffering the same fate, but without a formal trial. God forbid that any woman be kept in an elder's home like me and have to tolerate this harsh treatment, because there is no one here to take care of you and pay attention to your demands. I urge the government and Women's Affairs Department to build a prison for women here so they can serve their time in prison, not in elders' houses. Cut off from their families, women are left at the mercy of the men in whose custody they are placed. They are forced to work as unpaid servants. Here, the Pashtun ethnic group's tribal rules take precedent over other forms of law. When any woman or girl commits an act that is considered a crime, the governor or police commander calls me and says, "We don't have any prison for women here, so if possible, keep her at your place." Then I provide a safe location for the women and keep them until their time is served. The government has largely failed to enforce its elimination of violence against women law or to curb prosecutions for moral crimes, which often lead to prison for women fleeing domestic violence and forced marriages. The situation is settled in a way in which it is once again women who are losing. The main challenge for women in Paktika is not having a prison and a safe house upon their release. All women imprisoned in this way do not suffer abuse, but the potential for it is clearly very high. Fawzia's case shows how hard-earned rights won since the Taliban was toppled in 2001 have barely reached many remote regions. Last week, an EU aid conference pledged €15 billion to fund Afghanistan until 2020. But regions like Paktika show few visible benefits from the billions of euros already donated over the past 15 years.